Breaking: Manchester United hit a major roadblock as the Premier League steps in. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe now and stay ahead with the latest Man United news. Premier League intervened to end Manchester United hopes of major advantage. Manchester United were scheduled to have 42 hours and 15 minutes more recovery time than Tottenham if both English clubs make it to the Europa League final on May 21st. The Premier League are moving Tottenham's clash with Aston Villa forward by 2 days to give them more time to recover ahead of a potential Europa League final against Manchester United. Spurs were originally scheduled to travel to Villa Park at 2:15 p.m. on Sunday, May 18th. Meanwhile, United are scheduled to play Chelsea away on Friday, May 16th. Should both English clubs successfully navigate the second legs of their semi-final ties, United would have had 42 hours and 15 minutes more rest time compared to Spurs. Tottenham released a statement on Sunday morning confirming that they were in discussions with the Premier League regarding a change in date to our away Premier League match against Aston Villa, currently scheduled for Sunday, May 18th. According to a report from The Telegraph, top-flight Chiefs will announce their decision on Tuesday. Spurs will instead face Villa at 7:30 p.m. on the Friday. United's clash with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge kicks off 30 minutes later. The reason why United and Chelsea were originally moved to play in Friday's fixture slot is because both clubs are involved in the Women's FA Cup final at Wembley on the Sunday. United's men are firm favourites to reach the Europa League final after taking a commanding 3-0 lead from the first leg of their semi-final tie away to Athletic Bilbao last Thursday. As for Tottenham, it's less straightforward. Ange Postecoglou's side lead Norwegian minnows Bodo/Glimt 3-1 on aggregate, but must travel to the Arctic Circle for a tricky-looking second leg this Thursday. There's added pressure because of the fixture change, with the Premier League clearly anticipating an all-English final in Bilbao on Wednesday, May 21st. Postecoglou was asked about the potential disparity in recovery time ahead of Sunday's 1-1 draw at West Ham. "I haven't looked too deeply into it. I don't know what sort of precedence there is to it," the Spurs boss replied. "I know other leagues do it, which you kind of understand for a European final. I'll leave that to the powers that be, and I'll concentrate on trying to get us there first of all," Postecoglou added. "Bodo are there on merit. They beat Lazio, Olympiacos. They're tough teams. I'm from the other side of the world. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're going to treat them with the respect they deserve and give our best." Missing Patrick Berg is a loss for them, but I think it's always been more about what they do as a team rather than individuals. They've sold a lot of players over the past 5 years, but they've kept doing well. Antony explains biggest difference from Man United after shining yet again for Real Betis. Antony scored a sensational 91st-minute winner for Real Betis on Sunday to boost their hopes of qualifying for the Champions League, continuing his great form on loan from Manchester United. Manchester United flop Antony has heaped praise on Real Betis boss Manuel Pellegrini for helping him rediscover his mojo on loan in Spain. Antony, 25, continued his outstanding form for Betis on Sunday, scoring a magnificent winning goal in the 91st minute as they beat Espanyol 2-1. The crucial result moves them to within a point of fifth-placed Villarreal, who occupy the final Champions League spot in La Liga. Antony's curling strike from outside the penalty area made it 2 goals in his last 2 appearances, having also netted in Thursday's Conference League semi-final first leg at home to Fiorentina. Antony joined Betis until the end of the season in January, and has impressed so much that the Spanish side want to sign him permanently. There have even been reports that La Liga giants Atletico Madrid have contacted United to discuss a move in the region of £34 million. Goals, like his strike on Sunday, will do him no harm, as he looks a different player to the one who failed miserably at Old Trafford. Antony failed to live up to his £86 million price tag during 2.5 tumultuous years at United, where he eventually found himself out of favor under new manager Ruben Amorim. But the Brazilian has clicked with former Manchester City boss Pellegrini, whose full support has left Antony feeling grateful. "It's very important because I've said in many interviews that I've found myself because I'm happy, things are going well," he told Movistar Plus post-match. "The coach joked with me because I scored great goals with my right foot, but he asked me when I'd do it with my left foot. I gave him a hug after scoring because he's someone I care deeply about, and I'm grateful for his trust." The winger, who now has 7 goals and 4 assists in 20 games for Betis, also said, "Very happy with the win, with the amazing goal at the end of the match. We knew it would be very difficult, and now we can enjoy the victory because it's very important." Betis chief executive Ramon Alarcón has said the club are cautiously optimistic about the prospect of keeping Antony in Seville beyond the summer. Alarcón told Canal Sur, "When we spoke about the possibility to bring Antony in January, I saw it more distant than I see now him staying. It's because both Manchester United and the player have seen that Real Betis is a great place for the player to develop. Right now I'm more optimistic than in January." The Betis CEO added, "It's going to be difficult because he is a player owned by Manchester with financial conditions that are what they are. I am cautiously optimistic." Man United unlikely to pursue Bryan Mbeumo after nearing Matheus Cunha deal. Manchester United remain focused on signing Matheus Cunha in the early part of the summer window, despite recent links to Brentford winger Bryan Mbeumo. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, who claims Mbeumo is no longer a viable candidate for the Red Devils. Following Mbeumo's standout performance in Brentford's 4-3 win over Man United, interest in the forward has grown across the Premier League. However, Cunha and Liam Delap are still seen as higher priorities in the Red Devil shortlist. The race for Mbeumo remains open, with multiple clubs expected to compete for his signature. Manchester City have identified Adam Wharton as the ideal candidate to eventually replace Rodri in their midfield. Pep Guardiola has given his approval for the young Crystal Palace midfielder, viewing him as the natural heir to the Spanish international. The club's coaching staff has closely monitored Wharton's progress, and with the need to secure the future of their midfield, City are prepared to invest up to €60 million for his signature, according to Fichages. The 21-year-old has made a significant impact in the Premier League this season, establishing himself as a key player in Oliver Glasner's system. Wharton's tactical intelligence, passing accuracy, and ability to read the game have seen him emerge as one of the most promising midfielders in England. His high-level performances have earned him a spot in the upcoming FA Cup final against Manchester City, providing a perfect opportunity for him to showcase his talents before Guardiola's team. City are determined not to repeat the struggles they faced this season during Rodri's prolonged absence, which resulted in a noticeable dip in team performance. As a result, securing a reliable replacement has become a top priority for the Premier League champions, and Wharton's blend of youth and maturity makes him an ideal fit. While Crystal Palace are unlikely to part with one of their key players easily, the financial power and sporting project at Manchester City could prove persuasive. Wharton still has a contract with Palace until 2029, meaning the deal will not be straightforward, but City are willing to make a strong push for a player who could help shape their midfield for years to come. Antony has expressed his delight at playing regularly, while on loan at Real Betis from Manchester United. He fell out of favor under Ruben Amorim after a string of poor performances, and was then shipped out temporarily. Now, discussing his future, Antony said, "It's very early. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm very happy here. I've found myself enjoying football again. It's crazy right now, although I know how talented I am, so I prioritized going where I knew I'd be happy, even though I had better offers." Antony's loan at Betis expires this summer, but his future remains uncertain right now.